In this video, we're going to see how we can enter a name in our edit text here. And then we're going to click on the start button, which when click is going to take us to the questions activity. So we're going to create another activity, which is going to contain the questions and the answers. Now, what I don't like right now is that when I click on this edit text, as you can see, the keyboard overlaps the button, so I can't click the button here. So what I want this to move up when the keyboard is showing. And to do that, we go inside Android.manifest, and before our tag of the activity, of the main activity, before the tag, we're gonna add this attribute. So I'm gonna type Android, Windows Soft Input Mode, add just resize, and that is gonna take care of moving up the widgets. So now if you run this, so now if I click on the edit text, as you can see now it's moving up, and this is beautiful because now we can type here a name and I can click the button, but now the button is not doing anything because we didn't set a click listener to the button. Now let's go inside main activity and let's create our two widgets. So I'm gonna type here val start button of type button equals find view by ID r.id.start button start, then val edit text name of type edit text gonna be equal to find view by ID r.id.name. Now let's hide the emulator. What we need to do now is to add the listener to the start button, because when we're gonna click on the start button, it's gonna open the next activity. But first let's create that activity. So let's right click here, let's go to new, let's create a new, first I'm gonna create a new package called UI and another package called model. You're gonna see immediately why. Here we're gonna put our model class, which is gonna be the question. Now on the UI I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna go to activity and we choose empty activity, and I'm gonna call this questions activity. Click on finish, and now this is very similar to the main activity. We wait a little bit, we import the R there, import, so we have here the R, we wait a little bit because the Gradle project is syncing, but while this is syncing, let's go to main activity. Now what we need to do here is to type start button so start button, I wait for the suggestion, dot set on click listener, set on click listener, and we choose this one with the lambda. And now when we're gonna click on this button, we're gonna send the user to the next activity, but I will send the user to the next activity, to the questions activity, only if the edit text, the input inside the edit text is not empty. So what we need to do here is we need to type, let's hide this, we need to type here if edit text name dot text dot is empty, so if the edit text is empty, or we can change this to if it's not empty. So if it's not empty, let's press enter. We're gonna create an intent which is gonna take us from this activity to the next activity. So I'm gonna type intent, so intent, import the intent. So now we need to pass the context where we are currently in. So currently we are in the main activity, and we type this. So we're referencing now the main activity. So we're saying that we are going from main activity, and you can put this, or you can put this and at main activity. It's up to you how you want to define those attributes. I'm going to put a comma, and now we need to define the activity where we are going. So here I'm going to type questions activity, then I'm going to put 2 colons, colon, Java class.java, because that is a Java file. And we're not done yet, because we also need to start the activity, and I'm gonna use the also function. So I'm gonna type dot, because there is a interesting way to do this with the also function. So I'm gonna put dot also, and I'll type here start activity, and I'm gonna pass the intent, which is it, which is the, because we are calling this also on this intent that we created here. When we say start activity, it is gonna start activity, and it is gonna reference this intent that is defined here. So this is what we're doing here. So this is gonna start the activity, it's gonna take us to the next activity. Now let's also take care of the else part. So I'm gonna type here else. So if the name is empty, so we didn't type anything, I'm gonna show a toast dot make text. Again, the context where we want this text to be shown. We want to show this text in the main activity, this at main activity, or only this. I'm gonna type now, please enter your name. Now I need to type the length, the time period, so it's gonna be long or short. Let's choose long. Dot show to show this toast message. Alright, so we have everything now set in place. Now let's run our app. Let's open the emulator. Right, let's type a name. Let's type Alex. Now let's click on start, and it crashes. So why it crashed? Alright, so we have a crash, and it says, if you look inside the Loadcat, you're gonna see this message, unable to find the explicit activity class, and it says the name of the class. So the problem is that for whatever reason it didn't find the activity, the questions activity. And let's look in manifest to see why. So let's open Android manifest. As you can see, this is in red, so it's not referencing correctly the questions activity. And that is because we put our question activity inside this package UI. So you need to put UI first, dot question activity, and now everything will work fine. So now if you run our app, let's bring the emulator here. So this is why it crashed. Let's type Alex. Let's click on start. And now we are taken to the next activity, which has this action bar, because we removed the action bar only for the main activity. Alright, but I also want to finish, to get rid of the previous activity, because now if I click on the back button, it opens this activity again. So after we start the activity, we're gonna type here finish. So type finish, and that is gonna take care of taking out the previous activity. So now if you run this, I should run not apply changes. Let's wait. Let's run it, because I previously pressed on the apply changes. Alright, let's enter a name, Alex, start. Now if I click on the back button, we are taken out of the app because this activity was finished, so it was removed from the so we don't go back to it. Now the next thing that we need to do is to create our model class question, which is going to represent a question. So this is why I created this model class, because here we're going to put our class. So I'm going to select Kotlin class file, I'm going to choose data class, and I'm going to call it question. So let me check to see question, or you can choose file and you type here data class question. I'm going to type data class question, and the first thing that I'm going to add here is an ID, because we need a way to identify this question. So if it's question 1, question 2, question 3, so I'm going to type here ID is going to be of type int, comma. Next, I'm going to have the question. So what is the question? So I'm going to type val question, which is going to be of type string. This is going to be the question, which is going to ask something the user. Next, we're going to type the image which is going to be shown, because as you'll see in the next video, we're going to use images to ask a question. So we're going to ask a question about a particular images. So image, and the image is going to be an int, and I choose an int for the image because we will store the images inside our drawable, and the drawable stores the image using numbers. So this is why we choose here an int. We put a comma, then I'm going to type here val option 1. So what is the first option? Val option 2, also of type string. Val option 3 of type string, and val option 4 also of type string. So these are the 4 options that are going to be displayed when the question is going to be shown. Next, we need to define the correct answer. So what is the correct answer? Is option 1, is option 2, is option 3, or is option 4? So I'm going to type here val correct answer, and it's going to be of type int. So this is our model class for a question. Now next, we need a way to get those to get access to those questions. So I'm gonna create a singleton. Now it's time to create the questions, and also need to find a way to get those questions in our app. Therefore, I'm gonna create a new package called utils. So package utils, and it's gonna have a singleton. So new Kotlin class file. Let's choose file. Let's call it constants. And it's going to be an object, constants, curly braces, and here I'm going to type fun get countries, get questions, and it's going to return a mutable list of question. Curly braces, press enter, and here I will create val questions equals to mutable list of, and let's pass here question. Now I'm gonna type here val quest1 equals to question, and I will type here, let's hover over here, it's not working. So first we need to give an ID, so let's type here 1 for the ID. Let's see what we have next. Next we have the question, and the question should be what country does this flag belong? So I'm gonna type here, what country does this flag belong? Press enter, let's put a comma there. Let's see what we have next. And next we have the image, and the image is a drawable address. So let's bring the flags here. So let's decrease this, and let's select all of those. And let's bring them inside drawable. Let's refactor. So now we have our flags here, as you can see. Let's increase this back. Have the Romania flag. Now let's go to question. Let's go to utils, constants, and let's continue here. And here I will pass the address of the first flag, which is gonna be r.drawable dot, just import the r dot Italy flag, put a comma. Next we need to pass the options. So what options we have for this particular flag? So here I'm gonna pass first Italy, option 1, then let's put a comma. Now for the option 2 I'm gonna pass India. For the option 3 I'm gonna pass Iran. And for the option 4 I will type Ireland. I typed this wrongly without a here. Right, comma, and we have the last parameter, which is the answer, and the answer is 1. Option 1 is the country for which this particular flag belongs. So let's put 1. Now we're done. Now what we need to do here is to type questions dot, so inside our question list now you add this particular question, quest 1. Now I'm gonna speed up the process a little bit, because we're gonna do the same thing for the next questions. Alright, so now we're done. We have all of our 10 questions. I should put here 3 for the correct answer. Now let's go inside the questions activity, and what I'll do here, I will type val question list, and I'll type here constants dot get questions, and now we have the questions. And what I'll do, I'll type here log dot t, and we need to pass a tag here. Let's say question size and the message, and it's gonna be $, question list dot size. Alright, now let's run our app. So let's type here Alex, click on start, and now we have this. And if you look at logcat and you search for this tag, question size, let's delete that. We have question size, and we have 10. So this is the size of the question. So everything works fine. Now I'm gonna end this video here, and in the next video we're gonna create the UI for displaying the question, showing the flag, showing the options, and also gonna add the submit button here. So see you on the next video.